This video is sponsored by Gate.io. If you set an account up using the link in the description, you'll get 25% back on all your spot and futures fees for life. Gate.io. Hello everybody, welcome back. So I've got a 3-year-old in the background. She's asking lots of questions about lots of things, so just be prepared for interventions throughout the video. I'll try and make it quick because there's not really much more to say about the overall situation, although we recognise that Bitcoin did have a bit of a dump not too long ago, really, just on today's candle body. That's fine. It is what it is. It came down to the 200 exponential. So we highlighted this. We've had this highlighted for a couple of weeks now. The golden crosses, or whichever chart you look at, are a bullish sign. However, if you ever miss out on any of the moves of going up or wherever you are and you want to FOMO in and you get these sort of setups, the best thing to do is to wait to see if we get a retest of them. We see it on everything. We've been talking about this from the Euro since January. We've been talking about this since we got it back, well, that's about 2 weeks ago or so. And so now we've actually got that retest. Okay, fair enough. We've got a decent wick, although it's not much to speak about in compared to the candle body. It's only a 2% move up so far, but it's still a bounce from that area. So Bitcoin is basically that. There's not a great deal more to say about it. I wouldn't really want to try and shed this into an extremely bullish light because it's not, while being below these moving averages on a 4-hourly. It does definitely suggest we can continue down. Right? The short-term time frames, that's what it represents. This all very much reminds me of what we were talking about on the Patreon live stream on Tuesday night. We've got another one tonight, by the way. So we were saying, in summary, basically, all the alts that we were looking at the time said a little bit up and then down. That's basically what they were saying. Up to resistance and then down. And that is kind of what Bitcoin looks like on the 4-hourly. So up to resistance being, what, 23,000, maybe even 23,300, and then maybe down. So we'll have to see what happens when we reach those areas. Now, the silver lining of all of this is what I was talking about yesterday, which is traditional markets, stocks, basically. The stocks bounce. Get ready for the stocks bounce. So we started to see the stocks bounce yesterday. This is S&P, and we've got our bounce from exactly the trend line, the same place as we had it before. And the bounce was reasonable. Let's face it, it was reasonable. We got 1.5% more or less. Still not the pillar of strength, I have to say. We've got 3 drives of hidden bullish divergence, though, which is better than no drives of anything whatsoever. And if we take it to the 4-hourly, there's also a chance that we can reclaim this area, meaning that unlike Bitcoin, you know, we'll be above the 200 exponential on the 4-hourly, above the 200 simple, above the 10, and maybe we can trend all our way back up to make a new local high. Again, regular drive of bullish divergence on the 4-hourly. Couple that with the euro, again, same old. We were waiting for this golden cross to get retested. We got the retest. We took the position. We cross our fingers and we hope for the best. Now, I understand that there are things taking place outside of these charts. You know, we've got a whole range of black swan events, you know, that are waiting to start pecking the bones of these charts. That's true. And we can't really avoid that, but the best thing we can do is to take positions and take them carefully. You know, this is why I like these areas like this to get tested, because it doesn't take long to know if you're wrong. You can take a position here and you can have a stop loss just a little bit below it. No big deal. If we bounce from here, there's a good chance of a V-shaped recovery. If we break down from here, yeah, it gets progressively worse. And so that's a good position regardless of black swans, because the stop loss will be in. Same thing with the S&P. Take a position here. Regardless of the black swans, doesn't take long to know if you're wrong. Back inside the triangle, bit of a problem. Now, Tesla, again, I showed Tesla yesterday as an example of a chart which has been sold off, but came into a significant area of a buy zone. There's always discrepancies on charts when you're looking at things like Tesla, because there's more or less CFD 24-hour pre-market type charts, which were down 5% before the close, which is why you have this huge gap. Now, basically, I took a position in this yesterday, and I'm up on it, and I'm waiting for it to resolve to the up. I think we're going to keep going up and up and up and up on this one. It's not that I'm a perma bull on something like Tesla. It's just that it seems to me that we're in a buy zone. We're towards the bottom of it. We'll be looking for a pump signal to be generated once we get a cheeky span out of the cloud. And again, it doesn't take long to know if you're wrong. Trading this through association with S&P and Euro seems to be a reasonable idea as far as I'm concerned. And the last thing we're going to look at is the Bitcoin dominance, which is really quite an interesting situation that we see here, really. So it's a bullish chart, but we're breaking down below the 44% zone, which means that if this happens, obviously we could find a bounce where we are right now. And again, I would prefer to trade Bitcoin above all altcoins just because it's the chart that's moving the markets. But we have to respect that this could be coming down for its golden cross retest on the daily, all the way down to 42.5%. Not saying that that's what it's definitely going to do. Just saying that while below that area, it does look as though that is likely to be the case. The 4-hourly suggests that also. So, if you're in altcoins, or if you want to pick up altcoins or whatever, it's up to you to do that. I'm not saying it's a good or a bad idea. But at the moment, the risk is not higher. It doesn't appear to be higher than it would be if you were to buy Bitcoin. And so if the risk is the same, the rewards may be greater. So there is enough evidence to suggest, buying a dip in altcoins, if the market were to resolve itself to the up, which I think that there's a good chance that it will. I'm not saying it's a great chance, but a good chance. Then altcoins will resolve to a decent extent as well. And actually, you might see the majority of altcoins outperform Bitcoin if Bitcoin resolves to the up. So there is, a silver lining of this dark cloud that we see at the moment. So just to recap, in summary, Euro, S&P, maybe even Tesla, look good. So the overall trading environment does still appear to be good. I still think that we're going to see upside today in traditional markets, so long as no major events take place that do impact markets. And if that is the case, then I think Bitcoin will also resolve itself, which means that it will carry altcoins alongside with it. Right. Outside of that, I will leave it with you there. It is Friday, so I've got to go and do kid stuff with my daughter. She's just literally walked out of the room, so I don't know what mischief she's getting up to. As far as algorithm is concerned, let's have a think about pumping my algorithm with a question. What car do you drive? And if you don't drive, what car would you like to drive? Tell you what, me being a family man, it's all about the Kia Sportage, all right? I'm not a Tesla man, obviously. Maybe when the kids stop wrecking the car in the back, I might buy a nice car that will remain nice. But for the moment, yeah, it's a kid's wagon full of crumbs and crud. Right, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.